the latest on a powerful storm that cut power to more than 1.5 million customers in the Northeast. All times local 8 p.m. A Rhode Island cemetery says it has postponed burials due to damage from a severe storm. Highland Memorial Cemetery President Joe Swift tells WPRI-TV the delays started Monday when no one could access the property due to fallen trees and wires. Swift says people who wanted to pay their respects to loved ones couldn't access the Johnston Cemetery, and the cemetery had to cancel some services. The storm hit the Northeast on Sunday and Monday, leaving tens of thousands of Rhode Islanders without power. Swift says that without power, he can't look up other available sites. He says he was told by his utility that power could be restored by Thursday night, __6:05 p.m. Rhode Island Gov. Gina Raimondo has ordered a review of National Grid's response in the state to a storm that knocked out power to tens of thousands of people. The Democratic governor said Wednesday she has directed the administrator of the Division of Public Utilities and Carriers Administrator to conduct an investigative review of the utility's storm preparedness and restoration efforts before and after the wind and rainstorm. There were nearly 30,000 people still without power Wednesday in Rhode Island. National Grid Rhode Island spokesman Ted Kress says the utility has restored power to more than 120,000 customers since the storm hit Sunday and Monday. It had knocked out power to 154,000 customers in the state. Kress says the utility will review its preparation and response to the storm, __4:50 p.m. With thousands of households still without power in Vermont, the American Red Cross is opening 2 additional shelters in the state. The shelters are expected to open Wednesday evening at the elementary school in Barr and at the Middlebury Recreation Center. A shelter already is open at the Milton Elementary School in northwestern Vermont. Nearly 13,000 homes and businesses still were without power Wednesday afternoon after a windstorm ripped through New England early Monday, knocking out power to hundreds of thousands of people in New England. Outside organizations are available to help care for pets of people staying at the shelters in Milton and Middlebury. State emergency management officials say Vermonters in other parts of the state who need a place to stay should call 211. The state says the Red Cross is assessing the need and can open more shelters if necessary, __3:20 p.m. The windstorm that knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of people in New England is causing headaches for Amtrak's Downeaster between Boston and Brunswick, Maine. Downeaster service was shut down Monday and Tuesday. Then a train-bus hybrid service was temporarily thwarted Wednesday by a broken-down freight train. The Northern New England Passenger Rail Authority said people should check its website for service updates. Executive Director Patricia Quinn says power outages are affecting crossings in Maine. She said that when a crossing is inoperable, trains are limited to 20 miles per hour, and an engineer on foot must escort the train across road crossings, __2:30 p.m. Maine isn't giving a break to schools that have closed because of this week's powerful northeast wind and rainstorm. The Maine Department of Education says schools must treat cancellations the same as any other weather-related closing, meaning districts must still offer students the 175 instructional days for the school year. Some administrators are worried that lost days this week and more lost days due to winter storms could extend the school year in June. The Department of Education said Wednesday it'll evaluate the written requests for waivers in the spring, when districts have a better sense of missed days. Nearly 1.5 million lost power due to a powerful northeast wind and rainstorm that peaked early Monday, __2 p.m. Rhode Island's Maine Electric Utility says its top priority is to restore power to the nearly 35,000 homes and businesses in the state that still lack electricity after some state officials criticized its response as too slow. National Grid Rhode Island spokesman Ted Kress said Wednesday that the utility has restored power to more than 120,000 residential and business customers since the storm, which hit Sunday and Monday and knocked out power to 154,000 customers in the state. Lt. Gov. Dan McKee and fellow Democrat State Rep. Patricia Serpa were critical Wednesday of the response. McKee says communication from National Grid has been insufficient and inconsistent. Kress has said the utility hopes to restore power to most customers by Wednesday night, but rural communities and individual outages might take until Thursday, __1:15 p.m. Some Rhode Island officials say it's taking too long for the state's main electric utility to restore power after a northeast storm knocked out electricity for 154,000 homes and businesses. Utility National Grid says nearly 35,000 customers were still without power Wednesday afternoon. Some schools were closed for a third day because of the outages. Democratic Lt. Gov. Dan McKee says the communication from National Grid has been insufficient and inconsistent. He says the utility seems to have been able to restore outages in Massachusetts faster than it did in Rhode Island. National Grid spokesman Ted Kress say the company hopes to restore power to most customers by Wednesday night. He says rural communities and individual outages might have to wait until Thursday. Democratic State Rep. Patricia Serpa says she plans to hold hearings on National Grid's response to the storm, _12:20 p.m. In Vermont, dairy farmers who lost electricity in this week's windstorm are relying on generators to power the equipment that allows them to milk cows and to keep milk cool. It's unknown how many farms lost power, and it could take until Saturday to have it fully restored. Vermont is the largest dairy-producing state in New England with about 800 dairy farms. The Vermont Agency of Agriculture also says about a dozen farms have reported thousands of dollars of damage from the windstorm, mostly to greenhouses and hoop houses. Nearly 1.5 million customers in the region lost power due to a powerful wind and rainstorm that peaked in the early Monday morning hours, _11:40 a.m. Several school districts in New Hampshire are struggling to get up and running 2 days after a massive storm knocked out power and damaged roads in the Northeast. Crews were trying to repair 3 electrical poles feeding the Kearsarge Regional High School in Sutton on Wednesday, and many residents in the district still were without power. Some roads leading to the school district remained closed because of downed power lines and other storm damage. School officials hope to resume normal operations Thursday. Nearly 1.5 million customers in the region lost power due to a powerful wind and rainstorm that peaked in the early Monday morning hours, _9:55 a.m. Utilities companies in the Northeast say the number of homes and businesses without power fell by nearly half in a 24-hour period. More than 440,000 customers still lacked power on Wednesday morning, down from more than 840,000 a day earlier. In all, nearly 1.5 million customers in the region lost power due to a powerful wind and rainstorm that peaked in the early Monday morning hours. Maine remained the most impacted state, with more than 260,000 homes and businesses still in the dark on Wednesday morning. Some schools and public facilities remained closed on Wednesday, _12:50 a.m. Drought conditions across much of Maine may have contributed to the large numbers of trees that toppled during a storm that walloped the Northeast this week. The storm cut power to more than 1 million people in the region at its peak. It left more Mainers in the dark than even the infamous 1998 ice storm, but the long-term effects will likely be much different. Officials with the Maine Emergency Management Agency say because of dry conditions, the roots of many trees weren't healthy. They also say the ground conditions along with foliage that remained on the trees made them more susceptible to wind. Tree limbs fell from the weight of ice in 1998. Many people affected by that disaster also were affected by this week's storm.